let's go over to the Washington Commanders here as their team number 4 in the division. They were the last place finishers a year ago. Totally new era in Washington. Ron Rivera out, not surprisingly. Kind of probably took a few years too long to change course there in Washington. I know they had the ownership change on that. But Dan Quinn is in. Cliff Kingsbury is in. Jayden Daniels is in. They're in a new look era there in Washington.
And Adam Peters, of course, general manager. But yeah, it was time to do a reboot here for the Washington Commanders.
They also added Austin Ekeler. Bobby Wagner comes over as well. Tyler Parles, the center from Dallas, comes over. Brissett and Hal out. Jacoby Brissett will likely be the week 1 starter in in New England. Sam Howell traded for a late round pick to Seattle, the more likely to not be the backup to Geno Smith. Curtis Samuel moves on as well, goes to Buffalo. Kendall Fuller in that secondary goes down to Miami. Nice little signing by the Dolphins. Jayden Daniels, let's just look at him real quick. 2nd overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU. Plus 650 to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Alex, I think if you're looking to bet Jayden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year, you probably got to do it before the season starts. Because if the Commanders get out to a reasonable start, I'm not even saying they have to win many games. They just have to look competent, more so than anything. You can go with the Washington schedule real quick here, Sean, because those first 4 weeks, the draw's pretty good, all things considered, for Washington. They get Tampa, not the hardest of games, even though it is the defending division champion. The Giants at home, awesome. The Bengals on Monday night, yeah, that's not a great draw in the LSU Bowl. And then Arizona. So, yeah, for a team that's projected with a 6.5 win total, yeah, maybe not. There may not be a thing as such of a great draw. But I would feel pretty good if you had a Daniels plus 650 ticket with seeing that draw of the first 4 weeks, potentially having a big first month and then having a way better ticket in your pocket than what the market tells you after a month.
Again, throwing a dart, I understand that, but I don't want to get too over our heads here with a rookie coming in. You just never know how it's going to go. You can't expect a rookie to lead you to a winning record in those first 4 weeks. I don't think it's going to be quite as smooth as everybody else does. I mean, Kingsbury's very interesting too, because I know he's probably a better coordinator than he is a head coach, but he had a similar setup here. They're kind of matching what they did with Arizona. I mean, he has an undersized, very mobile quarterback, just like he did with Kyler Murray. They bring in Ertz again. They've got the running back. They bring Ekeler in. I don't know. I'm just not that sold on it yet. I need to see it happen more. Of course, we're probably going to see a big switch in pass last year. 64% only ran 36%. Dan Quinn, defensive-minded head coach here. I have a feeling that'll flip a little bit as well, maybe even out more with the league average, which the league average is run 44%, pass 56%. But Washington passed by far more than anybody.
Yeah, last year Eric Bieniemy went a little too pass happy, and didn't he? Again, Hal was bad. I know there's some people that think Hal might dethrone Geno in Seattle. Get out of here with that nonsense. Geno's going to be the starter week 1 in Seattle. I would have liked to have seen Washington actually retain Brissett as the veteran backup. They go with Marcus Mariota instead. That's fine. No, Mariota's always going to be in a content in that locker room, but I would have liked to have seen a little more of an effort. Now, granted, they were going to want to start Daniels from day one.
Well, Marcus Mariota, he doesn't want to start, does he?
Well,
He's very content being a backup.
Well, that's I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but yeah, I think Brissett is going to start week 1 in New England. I know people are trying to convince themselves that Drake May will start week 1. No, it's going to be Brissett at least for that first month. I don't think they're going to force May in there, especially with a really good option in Brissett, who I think is one of the 25 best quarterbacks in the NFL at this rate. But for Washington, look, the win total 6.5. Don't even look at the division. Don't even look at the conference. Don't even look at the Super Bowl odds. Don't bother. Save your money. They're not doing anything of that note. But the 6.5 win total is a little bit interesting. They come right in the middle on your winning percentage from last year. But they do come in the top half of easiest when it comes to season win totals, Alex.
Yes, they do. 13th easiest schedule based off of win totals for this year, and 16th easiest based off of opponents' win percentage from 2023. So still right there, but yeah, 13th easiest schedule, not terrible. It's hard when you're looking at these games. I mean, you can find 6, right? Just like I said with the Giants,
Yeah.
and it's always that one. But juice to the over for a reason. I think the bookmakers and the bettors who have probably moved that are on the right track.
Well, they're in the same boat as the Giants for me. If you told me Washington went 5-12, sure, absolutely. Daniels struggles to adjust to the NFL. Quinn and staff have problems adjusting to their own roster. Yeah, sure, I could see that. If you told me Washington went 7-10, 8-9, even Daniels right there neck and neck with Caleb Williams for Offensive Rookie of the Year, yeah, I could see that. Again, these bottom teams in the NFC East, I think, are very similar to me in the way of I don't see either of them spiking 10 wins and making the playoffs out of left field. I don't see that. But I could see both of these teams either being, hey, they're picking in the top 5 in the NFL draft next year again, or, hey, if I'm Dallas week 18 and I need that game, I don't love the fact that I'm seeing Jayden Daniels playing his best football in week 18. If I'm the Eagles, I don't want to see I'm not happy that I got the Giants in week 18 when the Giants have lost a bunch of close games and are a solid 6-10 or a 7-9 team that with a couple of breaks could have been spiked 10 wins by accident.
I'm with you. I agree. I really do. I mean, I like the Giants defense more than at Washington. I do like what they have done with the offense, and we'll see how they all gel together. But it is tough. I mean, getting brand new head coach and new offensive coordinators, everything flips. It's hard. You don't want to overreact too much. And CJ Stroud ruined it for everybody because now everybody thinks every single rookie quarterback is going to come in here and be amazing right off the bat.
Well, again, last year we saw the two extremes in the NFL.
Yes, we did.
We saw Stroud have the best rookie season ever for a quarterback, and we saw Bryce Young just be as bad as you can possibly ask for. Well, you're not asking for bad, but you get what I'm saying. Young was brutal in every facet last year. So more likely than not, this year, you'll see Daniels and Williams, at least those two. Again, I'm not convinced May's going to start right away. I know some may think McCarthy might start in front of Darnold. I don't see that either. I think we're going to see the veteran start in New England and Minnesota right away. But could Caleb Williams have a really good rookie season and just not be as good as Stroud was last year? Absolutely. I think that's in play for Daniels. Now, I don't expect any of these guys to be as bad as Bryce Young was a year ago. But with rookies, as you mentioned, hey, could happen. They could have a really hard time adjusting to the league, and they could look every bit as bad as Bryce Young did last year, where going into year 2, you would expect, a leap. And I don't think anyone expects a leap from Bryce Young because of how bad he looked.
I hope Carolina improves a little bit, Jeff.
Well, it's hard to be worse than they were.
Exactly.
It's hard to be worse than they were.
They've set the bar pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Of course, they have a new head coach. We'll get to the NFC South a little bit later in the month. But again, for Washington, if you're looking for a bet, I would only say, hey, Jayden Daniels, offensive rookie. That's the only thing I'd look at right now. Again, when we get to the Bears, I think Caleb Williams is going to run away with this award. But we know that quarterbacks have a nice little advantage built in here for the most part, especially when they're starting from game 1. But you have to at least be on the lookout. Of course, Stroud winning it a year ago. Garrett Wilson, though, a wide receiver, winning it 2 years ago. So, again, other positions can win offensive rookie other than quarterback more so than other awards. As we know, the MVP is almost exclusively a quarterback award at this point. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Parles.
And I'm Alex White. Thank you for watching this clip of Sports by the Book. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe.
We live stream the show right here every day on this channel. Also, you can catch the podcast version on your favorite podcast platform.
All the links are in the description below. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.